Let me read. Yeah, so right now, we will not answer in official time because it's still practice, but just like read and answer and try to find any reason for why the answer wrong, why it's correct, this way. So you can read in silence or loudly and then tell me the answer. You can start.
Okay, I'll start now. Only the first question or both of them?
The first one, if you find the answer, just tell me.
So I think that's D.
You think it's a letter D, but why not C?
Because he talks about the similarities between them.
Which help you in the context to show its similarities.
He said that the two groups of mammals develop certain traits in response to their habitats.
Let me help you.
So,
All right, so when we answer this kind of questions, we'll follow some techniques. Number one, the context clause. He said, though not closely related. That means here, in this clause, we need something opposite to that. He said, though not. So what is the opposite? Close related. So what is close related? So they are close related. What does it mean? It means they share similarities, not concerns. As you know, concern just like worries. So B is not correct. Do you feel it? That means both of them they share similarities, not concerns. Okay, but how about A? But I'm not talking about they show examples. Do you feel it? As he mentioned here, after the dash. Look what? After the dash, we have explanation to something mentioned before dash. Do you remember in writing? So this is one explanation to help you. What do you need here? He said traits the two groups developed to equivalent roles. Equivalent means the same. So it means just like similar. So it's not examples. So he's wrong. So I depend on the structure of the writer, like that. Contrast the technique of ideas and add details to something mentioned before, and some vocab can help me. You see, two groups the same and develop. That's why. And of course, letter C is wrong because they don't share indication for something or indicators or something else. You feel that? So
yeah.
that's here. See, it's not supported in the context. How about number two?
Okay. Um,
Take your time, no problem. If you need any help with any word, tell me.
Increasing sense of. Honestly, all the vocabulary in this question are new to me. So,
Let's follow the techniques. What's it? He said here in contrast to means your answer here is opposite to this information. This is number one. Number two, all of these adverbs. And what does the adverb modify in language? Modify verb or adjective or adverb. Now let's read. I said here more. This is a identifies an increasing a sense of feminist mode of writing. So feminist it's adjective. So we need adverb to modify. How does this author identifies this mode? How? Cordially means lovely. Do you remember in Latin root as you studied in vocab? Any word that has cordial means lovely. But how? He said here in contrast to many women authored science fiction stories whose politics were less deliberately signaled. It means in their work, they signifies or they send the signals about politics. But he said less. But what do we need here? We need something opposite to that.
Yeah.
Opposite to this point because he said in contrast. Letter D, it's a synonym. Less deliberately means inadvertently. So it is wrong. Lovely, it does not make sense with the action. Like, lovely. We're not talking about nicely or lovely or how is a feeling is. So it's wrong. Now A or B. What is
I think
prudent?
it's A.
Right, but remember prudently means cautiously. You know, when you do something in a cautious way or carefully, you are worried about the consequences. But here it does not describe how the women show in their work. But look for letter B, it's opposite to less deliberately. What means overt? To do something openly, frankly. We keep it means explicit signal to something. It's the opposite to less deliberately. So I'm not talking about they are worrying or not. But what helped me? The technique of contrast. The author or the writer use contrast techniques to help you. What's that? So that means letter D is better than A. That's why.
Okay.
So even though A, it can be just like device consciously, you know, or she is worrying about something, but there is no any supporting detail that she is worried about something, or she is fearful of something, or she is worried about the consequences of the action. So A, it's not supporting the context. So this is could be. Now let's try the next. Have your time.
I think C.
What support is C?
So first of all, he's talking about how how currently they are only focusing on the fact that teenagers are the one who use social media the most, but they are expanding their study to like senior citizens.
All right. Let's together practice what we have studied in the last years. Number one, all of these verbs. Where is the subject? Where is the object? Who is exasperating or redressing or optimizing who? So let's on the structure.
Okay.
Redressing, for example, the long blah 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 who, comma. That reminds me of the modifier. Remember present participle phrase and then information, comma, subject, verb, comma, full stop. Now, who did this action? This subject. So who was to do this action? The scholars. So to do something here, to do the verb, they have recently begun to expand their focus to include the fastest growing cohort of social media users, such as seniors, citizens. So to do what with this trend of overemphasizing teenagers and young adults? To redressing? To redress? What means to redress? Did you find it? You know what it means to redress? It's not about dressing, by the way. If I wanted to redress something in academic language means you are going to find the solution, you are going to remedy, you are going to compensate. You know it? So that means we have a problem. The trend focus a lot over emphasizing on teenagers. So the scholars wanted to change the focus to the social media users, citizen, senior citizens, not only teenagers, because they wanted to solve this problem or to remedy it or to reform it or to recorrect it. But wait, why A is wrong? You know, exasperating, it's from the meaning to make something worse. How to make something worse here? They have begun to focus. This is action. But this is not about to make something worse. This opposite to the content. Why not C? What means C if you remember? You know, epitomizing?
No.
Epitome in Greek vocab is to provide an example of something, to illustrate, to explain more, to elaborate, to eliminate, to illustrate. Okay, but the next one, he didn't mention that they wanted to give example. Here, he didn't mention that they add example or they exemplify. Does not make sense. What means preclude? Do you remember it?
No.
Do you know preclude? It's a common word you will find. Means to make something impossible, or make it impossible in advance, or preventing something. Okay, but how does it make sense here? They did this action to achieve this action, so it does not make sense. They want to prevent it. They want to prevent it oversizing or to change the focus. So to change. So it means yes to remedy or correct something. So letter B to correct. So I what depend on the structure of the writer before the structure of the system maker. So who writes that? The author. So use the style to help you. Who make that system? So one answer opposite the content. One answer not related at all. One answer opposite. One answer weak in content, and one answer is the strongest. So be careful. Now let's try number 4.
I think D.
Letter D?
Yeah.
So letter D correct. But I want to know why A is wrong. Number 1, wait. It shows this is way. If we test you for verb, you must find the subject and object. If we test you for noun, you must find any adjective to help you. If we test you for adverb, you must find any adjective or verb or adverb. Now he said they were disputing. Who or what are they? Who? He said here they put who are they or what are they? Go back to check. He said food vendors and shoppers. What food vendors and shoppers can do for our passage and with their wagons? They resist. They not just like to stop you from programming. So the vendors do not argue with them or disapprove or assert something. So all of this does not make sense. So what helped me is the structure. So here verb, find the subject and the object to help you. That's why. That's perfect, right? Now number five. Take your time.
I think A.
So letter A. No, my dear friend.
Okay, so D.
Letter D. Why not B?
I don't know what D means. B means.
Let's use the construction. Structure. He said while. What does while use in language? To show contrast, to show
Yeah.
comparison. So that means this is clause. It's opposite to this clause in content. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. He said here while undermined claim that the works were what? And now it is opposite. He said it is indisputable. All right. His location in the Muslim ruled area meant that his work were primarily available thousands of miles. That is means he did not affect them because it was too far. He didn't mention about antagonism at all, or they are against each other. They argue or something else. So this is bit does not make sense. He didn't mention that he copied or he imitated or he, as you know, plagiarized or steal works or something. Not. But he said it's inconsequential. What means inconsequential? Has no effect on something. Yes, he said that. Available thousands of miles west of this area only. That means his works were were no or they had no any effect on. So letter D is correct. Controversial, it's from the Latin root. Do you remember the Latin root contra? Contra or counter or counter means opposite. They are
Yeah.
against. They didn't mention the works of this one. It's opposite to the works of other Muslims or Islamic philosophers. So they didn't mention that. But that means no controversy, no antagonism, no imitation, but has no any effect. That's why. So what helped me? The construction, the structure of the sentence. That's gonna help you. Let's try again with something. Why not? That's you for reading. Did you answer these questions of the book function? You did
I
it, right?
think yes, I did.
If you did it, let's do it right now together. Come on, remember the
Okay.
underline. You see clearly.
Can you show me the rest of the
Answers?
choices? Yes.
No. Number 8 refers to the underlined only, not the essay or the paragraph.
So basically, the sentence is talking about his life, his way of art changed. So I would go with A because there was a transition, a kind of transition, right?
Transitional. Elaborate.
Transition.
Explain more about transitional moment in John's artistic career. Let's see if they have transition moment or not. I'm going to read. Turning away, turning away from something to something, it means you change your career. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That is right. And already he mentioned about his to express artistic or subjective experience of reality. Who did all of these? Johnson. People are talking about him. Wait, but why B is wrong? Information about travels in support of claim about his artistic influences. Chaos is underlined. Didn't mention about influences or his effects on other people, or other works. Yes or no? And it does not mention about travels, but the way. So this means be not support as you did. So that means be opposite. As I told you, an answer opposite. طب how about letter C? It recounts a moment in personal life. Yes. But that enabled the success of his subsequent career. That means
He
this is
never talked about success.
this not the reason for his success. As he said here, that enabled. Okay, but here we don't have information that was the reason for his success. So see, it's not mentioned at all in the paragraph. This is another way of answer making questions. So it's not related to the paragraph. Again, look, it presents evidence that calls into question. And what means a question? It means doubt. Do we have any doubt here about the sentence characterization of Johnson artistic development? There is no doubt here about that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That is. So that means A is support. Now tell me, what means abrupt?
Either a quick change or yeah, like a change that happened maybe overnight.
All right, or we can say as something, a sudden cook of something, or something happened without planning.
Yeah.
So transformation directly. And of course, he said underwent for it was under transformation. Right? Now we are going to the general answer. Main purpose of this text to read.
Can you show me the last choice?
Answers, right?
B.
So you make it, it's a letter B. What is your evidence? Performances look effortless. What is that?
He talked about that she looks like what it looks like the music is coming to her, and later said that this is because she practices and she always try like wait, let me look for it because
Yeah,
she prepares for it.
yeah, we have a lot. Number one, she is highly skilled technically. So be easy. She was relaxed and natural. And look, her apparent ease because tremendous preparation, as I mentioned here, of how she prepares for them. Yes or no? And look, despite the great experience and the virtues, so we have experience and virtuosity. She never
What does
takes
that mean?
virtue. You know, virtue
Yes.
means it's like you have strong rules. Follow the rules, you work hard, you look for your dreams, you pursue. So you just form the word virtues. Feel it? Virtuosity. And already we have
Okay.
experience. Remember, you have and. That means the second word is stronger than one, but the same meaning. So that means you don't need to know it. And we have opposite. So you can make this part opposite to this part. She never takes for granted that she knows that piece of music. What is the opposite? Experience. Do you know it? That is
Yeah.
right. That means it is correct. Of course, the other ones not supported. So what is the way of answering here? Give you ideas not supported by many evidence. See, or by some evidence here. We have specific for the last one to describe the unique way that approaches she hasn't performed before. We're not talking about the approaches. You feel it? Or the unique way, not all the text about it. Remember, it's all about all the text. So you did it. And now we are going to do something easy for the writing language. Now for number 19, have your time.
A. Created.
Mhm. A or B.
A.
So why it's A?
Because it's in the past.
But why it's a past? And why not B, for example?
Um,
Try.
in the beginning of the sentence, it says that the was one of the most popular. So that means it was in the past.
Yes, so if we start this is the beginning of this, as you said. So the beginning can be start with phrase, like past participle phrase. Do you remember phrases? Past participle phrase, present participle phrase, infinitive phrase.
Can
Do you
you give
remember?
me an example?
Yes, the phrase, we have many phrases. Here it's a past participle phrase. So verb plus ed or irregular verb. And at the end of the phrase, we need comma and then start your sentence like that. So we need the action of the subject. What did the subject do? Look, the salon. So the salon created, or it's in passive voice. So the salon was created. All right. So we're talking about the subject. But what was created? Salon. طب why not be? Because V, this is verb. This is verb. If we start with the verb, okay, what is the subject? There is no subject here. So B is wrong. And you create the same problem. This is verb phrase. Now here it's a present participle phrase. Remember, this is past participle phrase. It's present participle phrase. Now ask yourself, the saloon was creating? How? The saloon was created by something else, by a businessman. Not the saloon was creating the businessman. How? So it's a passive, not active. So C, wrong. So that is correct. And why it's a past? Because the action past must be in passive. Feel it? Don't worry, we can make a simple revision about phrases. It will help you to answer in a second and to feel confident. Number 20, let's try.
I think C.
You think it's C, but why not A? Why A is wrong? Follow the rules. What is the rules? Semicolon before and after it must be complete sentence. Okay. Now let's check what is before. Poems popularized. So before the semicolon, it's a complete. Okay, but after it, it's a fragment. You remember the chapter fragment in grade 11? Fragment, sentence fragment structures. Do you
We
remember?
didn't study these.
That is means we can revise because it's very important. Letter A is the half of the answer correct. Structure correct. The first half correct, but the second half no. Why? Because if I delete the phrases, prepositional phrase, non-essential phrase, and then phrase again, is that a sentence? No, it's only subject. There is no verb. So this is fragment, so the second part is wrong. So semicolon wrong. Before calling, the rules. Before calling, it must be complete sentence. Okay, it's complete here. Subject and then verb. But after calling, it's not explanation. Here, it's not explanation to something before. Do you understand that? Yeah. Why are you with me?
The internet is not really good. Can you repeat what you said?
I mean, before calling, it must be complete sentence. But here, okay, before complete, her innovative poems popularized. But after, it's not explanation. So the rule here is not existed. So letter D is wrong.
But it's not a complete sentence, right?
Yes, before it's a complete, but after it's not explanation. Because if I
How is
said
it complete?
it's already, if I said poems popularized, so it means it became popular. But the problem after it does not explain how poems popularized. So there is no explanation. So D is wrong. Why B is wrong? Because here this is the verb and this is the object. Why do we need comma? Can I separate the subject and the verb with only comma like that? Wrong. Common mistakes. So B is wrong. So letter C correct. Why C correct? Subject poems popularized. Popularized what? The use. So we have subject, verb, object, complements to the end. So letter C grammatically correct and meaningfully correct. The meaning correct, the content correct. That means you miss yeah, some rules in punctuation or structure. This help you to give you confidence.
Yeah, can we go over all the rules, please?
Yeah, of course we can revise it. Why not? We can do it. This is the last question for you. If you answer it correct, you will go for fun.
Okay. I think D.
So 21 it's D correct. But wait, let me tell you a secret. But this is called a hack. If you found the plural verb, plural, three plural, delete. Three singular, delete. So delete, I choose D. But wait, this is called a hack. Hack means if the question is difficult, use the hacks. But here we have singular verb. What is the subject? So I'm going to check. Is an example of anti so anti-metabol. Do you remember it? No problem. He explained a writing technique about this writing technique, anti-metabol. A technique that what? That here relative pronoun. So technique is the subject of this verb. Technique singular, so you need singular verb. This is called the rules. But three singular is hacks. So letter D correct. Okay, Dr. Wahid. So I will talk to your doctor mother today, and we will make a plan for us, and we will help each other. Do you agree?
Okay.
Inshallah, Wahid, and may Allah make a life blessing forever. So I am so delighted to meet you, Wahid, inshallah. And